Welcome to Saas Bahu and Auntie Eve.
This is a podcast for every girl who's thinking of getting married.
And every woman जिसकी शादी हो चुकी है and needs a place to vent, unfiltered and खुलेआम.
I'm 26 years old and getting married this year. So, of course, I have thoughts on everything shadi related.
And I'm 40 years old, been married almost 11 years now, and I've been through almost every shadi kalesh you can think of.
Today's episode is predictably about Karwa Chauth.
Of course! We asked you to send some stories to us about your experience, and they actually weren't that predictable.
Okay, so one of the most interesting stories we got was from a woman who actually had to keep her Karwa Chauth a secret.
Wow. That's new.
I'm gonna read her story out loud. She says, I love doing Karwa Chauth and all its rituals. Dressing up is always fun. Plus, what can be wrong about wishing for husbands, long life?
Yeah.
But I work in a corporate in Gurgaon, and last year I felt really judged about keeping a Karwa Chauth Vrat. Every time it came up, my colleagues and even friends at work dissed it so much that I decided to keep my fast a secret. That day, when we were all at lunch, they called me also, but I had to make an excuse. I didn't even dress up like I usually would because I didn't want to get into an argument about Karwa Chauth.
Yeah, I do feel bad for anyone who feels like they'll get judged at work for something that's so personal.
Yeah, being judged feels bad for anything,
Yeah.
and something so personal to you.
Not just personal, also, like if she is using it as a day to dress up and feel good about herself, and then she doesn't do it because she's feeling like someone's going to talk about it or say something nasty to her, that's off.
Sounds very high school.
Yeah, very high school and just not a very corporate thing to do.
Yeah. It's unfair and I hope she feels better about it this year.
Yeah, same. Okay, but here's another story that kind of shook me a little bit. This woman says, I never believed in Karwa Chauth or any kind of fast apart from the intermittent kind. Same girl. But when I got married, I didn't know it was a big thing in my husband's family. I got married in 2023, about 2 weeks before Karwa Chauth. Bad timing.
Yeah.
And my husband said every woman in his family fasts on the day. So I would have to as well. But to make it easier for me to bear, he said we would both fast together.
Oh my God.
Sham.
Yeah.
He said, एक दिन की तो बात है, दोनों करते हैं, bonding moment होगा हम दोनों के लिए.
Of course.
Of course. She says, all this bonding gave me dehydration and a migraine. So last year, I didn't fast because I didn't want to do that to myself again, and it became a huge fight. Imagine your wife telling you that I got a migraine, I was feeling sick, and you're telling her, no, you've got to do it again, babe.
Yeah.
Anyway, then she says, now let's see what happens this year. But I don't understand why I can't just do what feels right to me.
She has a point. It should be her choice at the end of the day and not just something just because her husband is also doing it. That doesn't take the vrat away from her. She still has to fast.
Yeah. See, I don't agree with the concept of Karwa Chauth at all.
Okay.
I've been married for, almost 11 years, like I said. And I have, of course, had conversations with people about why I'm not fasting and, why wouldn't I do this small little thing for my husband? Or even with my husband, in fact, in the first year, it was, we'll both fast together. And this is I'm talking about a decade ago when these kind of things were still kind of new, a man fasting for his wife and everything. But even then, I just didn't do it. Also because I'm really stubborn as a person and someone tells me to do it, I won't do it.
Yeah.
But also because I don't see why we have to celebrate a woman staying hungry for her husband.
I get where you're coming from. And I actually honestly haven't even been married yet. I get married this year, but I've been keeping Karwa Chauth for the last 4 years. This would be my 5th year.
Really?
Yeah, traditionally or not traditionally in our families, when a woman gets of age, let's say she's about to get married, they just start to keep it, and they don't do it for the chand. They don't look at the chand and then break their fast. We look at the taras and break our fast.
Oh.
Just as a thing to do with your mom, just I don't know, for fun or what, but I just did it nobody asked me to do it. In fact, my mom was really hesitant and reluctant that why are you doing it?
Yeah.
You know, you're अभी यंग, ऐसा भी नहीं है तुम्हारी अगले साल शादी होने वाली है, तो तुम क्यों कर रही हो? Like, there is no need. But I just took it up, I think, as a challenge initially to begin with. And also, I really liked the concept of my mom dressing up. You know, the whole day is about her. And let's say my dad can be mean otherwise some days.
Oh, okay.
That day, he's not allowed to be mean. He's very sweet. And if I say something like in the like my younger years, if I would just talk back to my mom or say something rude, my dad would just be like, shut up, and like, you can't talk to your mom like that, because that day he would feel emotionally very whatever. So I like doing it, and I thought of doing it only because I've seen my mother doing it growing up, and they share a good relationship. It's a fun, cute relationship, and I think that made me feel like this is sweet, this is a nice festival, but I don't think I would do it if someone had told me I had to do it. You know, if it was like an imposition, I don't think, like you said, मैं भी जिद्दी हूँ, अगर कोई बोलता करो तो मैं शायद बोलती
नहीं करना
मेरी मर्जी.
But don't you think that the choice to keep the fast also stems from a tradition that's rooted in patriarchy? No, like women are told to do so, but men are free to choose whether or not they want to fast. But for women, it's like a thing कि करना है.
I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying, but isn't it also a matter of choice for most women these days? Like, I feel like how many people do we know who are being forced to fast for Karwa Chauth, or who are forcing their bahus, let's say, to fast for like the Karwa Chauth?
See, I don't think it's about forcing. It's more about expectations. Like, how do you know that you actually like the tradition of Karwa Chauth? Like you said, you've grown up watching your mom do this for your dad. And it's something that is, of course, ingrained in you because you've grown up watching this. You've grown up seeing this happen in your home. And for you, it's a sweet gesture. For you, it's like a sweet celebration of their relationship.
Yeah.
But if you hadn't seen this happening, and if someone had just told you that, okay, now you're married or you're about to get married and now you have to fast for this man, would you do it then?
If all of this conversation honestly is about patriarchy, I feel like there are so many other celebrations in our country or in general that stem from patriarchy but are not taken so seriously.
Like
Let's
what?
say, for example, Raksha Bandhan. Essentially, that festival is about a sister tying Rakhi to her brother so that he can protect her, as if she's like a helpless sister, like who cannot do without a brother's protection.
Yeah.
And in fact, women who did not have brothers in their family, some or the other guy, they would tie Rakhi to their fathers, or let's say a friend, they have to tie Rakhis. Like, I've seen that growing up, that if let's say there is no guy in the house, they will find a man so that she can tie Rakhi, because it's like an eternal protection bond. But we do celebrate it as like a fun festival, right?
Yeah, you have a point.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I feel like this is the only festival where women get like dressed, meet friends, gossip, celebrate together. The actual fast part of it is only 20% of it.
Right.
And I feel like just because this is the one feminine festival, we are so focused on the feminism and the patriarchy, but some things can just be taken like lightly also. That's what I believe. Like, that's what...
No, you have a point. You definitely have a point about Rakhi and other things not getting the same attention and same focus as Karwa Chauth does. Because I have also tied Rakhis very happily on my brother's wrists in the past and for many years. But I can really fight when it comes to Karwa Chauth. And that is also because this is something that was just told to me. You know, so I didn't grow up in a family where I saw Karwa Chauth happening, or where it was even a thing. For me, growing up, it was a day jab school mein chutti hogi because the teachers aren't going to come to school that day. That's it. But apart from that, I really understood the meaning of it once I grew up a bit. And when I was actually closer to getting married is when I realized what the significance, what the meaning of Karwa Chauth is. And that made me so opposed to it. Because the way it was explained to me was not the way that you've seen it. You've seen it as a
nice
thing between, a
gesture,
nice thing between your parents. I have seen it. What my first experience with it was, and like almost an instruction that look, this is what you need to do now that you're married into a Hindu family. But again, like I said, ziddi to hui. And the very first interaction that I had with my husband about this was a fight. Because according to him, it was just sab karte hain, to you also have to do it.
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, you can tell what his interest in the festival was because he didn't even realize that his own mother hadn't fasted for a few years
Oh.
already. So when he said, ki, oh, my mother also does it, then I went and instantly questioned her.
Yeah.
And she said, no, I don't do it. So if you do it, if you want to do it, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. Like she was more understanding about this than he was.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling that she, even though my mother-in-law is a very traditional person, she understood where I was coming from. She understood that it is supposed to be a matter of choice. While the man in the house
Yeah. I get
saw
that.
it as a tradition, as something that needs
Yeah.
to happen.
Yeah.
Because
Something where
everyone
he
does
needs
it.
to feel special.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Something like that,
Yeah.
that basically that she should not, like my wife should not be, sort of disrespecting any traditions in my house by not doing them or by refusing to
Or she should be like my
participate.
mother.
Or she should be like my mother. And she didn't do it, I didn't do it.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit of a convenient out for me. But surprisingly, so that time I was working in a media organization. Not this one. And I went to work on Karwa Chauth day, and this was my first, I think, after marriage. Like this was the first time the festival had come around, and one of the women in HR asked me, "So, aren't you keeping a fast today?" Very excitedly in front of everybody, very loudly, and I said no. And for a moment, I remember back then I had also forgotten that this was Karwa Chauth day.
Yeah.
So I told her no. Like I, for once, thought that maybe she's asking about some sort of detox diet or something.
Yeah.
And she said, ki, oh my God, this is going to be such a huge issue. You're married into a Hindu family. Like, how can you do this? How can you not fast? And this and that. And me and several of my colleagues who were sitting around me were just staring at her like, why is it a thing for you?
Yeah.
Why does it matter for you? Why are you questioning this
Why
so
are
much?
you involved in this decision?
Why are you involved in this? And she was younger than me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gutsy.
Very. So I, of course, had to tell her off and sort of, shut her down so she never asked me again. But man, like the audacity of people to question, like I understand the woman who had to keep her vrata secret. But that year and the following year, I also felt that I had to justify my not keeping a fast, not at home, but at work. So these things sort of like this is what pisses me off about such festivals or any
I
sort
get
of
that.
expectations that are put on women, like
Yeah, I get that.
where is the choice coming from
Yeah.
exactly?
I feel like a woman cancelling Karwa Chauth is valid. A woman enjoying it is also valid.
Yeah.
You can't gatekeep, let's say, empowerment.
Yeah.
You can't say one is empowerment and the other is not. Karwa Chauth in itself, I don't think it's a problem. I feel like the problem is with people who think controlling what is modern is better than actually giving people the choice of what they can do. Just like it's not right for the girl in the story to be shamed for keeping Karwa Chauth.
Yeah.
It's not right for you to directly assume someone who's just gotten married that she will be keeping a Karwa
Correct.
Chauth. Because like now I'm hearing it from your perspective. If you've come from a place where Karwa Chauth is told to you as a sign of control or oppression or whatever, why would you want to keep it?
Exactly.
Like I didn't learn how to cook meetha, like you say, like वो अभी भी मुझे मेरी मम्मा मेरे पीछे पड़ी हुई हैं that your wedding's in like a couple of months. Learn to make. I have not.
Yeah, because you've been told to do
Because
it.
I've been told to do it, and I've been told in a way that you will go, your rasam will happen, and I'm just like, why will there be a rasoi rasam? I can just go and cook in a kitchen. Why is there but to some women it's a really nice gesture that
Yeah.
I'll enter the house, they'll do something, blah blah blah. So I mean I get it. I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But I also feel like stop judging people for whatever they choose to do.
I mean, that is the happier way to live.
Yeah, just stop like poking your noses into places where
Yeah.
they shouldn't be there.
I agree. I mean, it is the better way to live and to just let people be by,
Yeah.
not telling them what to do, by not telling them what to expect of them or whatever. Just let them be. Let people do what they want to do.
I mean, yeah, of course.
Also, I feel like Bollywood has a huge role to play, in making Karwa Chauth such a big expectation or such a big festival, at least in North India. Like, look at all the Bollywood parties that happen. There is
Yeah.
literally every year, and this year too, we will see pictures of Bollywood wives and some of the actors also just showing up in their traditional reds and pinks and oranges, showing up at one particular actor's house while doing their puja and
Yeah.
all of the rituals that are involved, and posing for the paps. And then that is made into reels as like the modern day sanskari woman. She can do everything. She can be big time heroine, but she can also be a very sanskari wife when it comes down to it. So I feel like that narrative this really bugs me.
I mean, yeah, but again, it's about perspective, right? Because now when you say it like that, I see the Bollywood Karwa Chauth
Yeah.
things happening, and I just feel like, wow, this is normalizing something that is again in that scenario their choice, right? Because they, like you said, they're big time people. They can choose to do something, they cannot choose to do something. Nobody cares. Like,
But before Karan Johar came about with all of his,
of course.
with all Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum
But
and
that's
everything.
the thing I feel like for everything in Bollywood, right? Karan
Yeah.
Johar has either ruined us or made
Yeah.
us better. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's about the weddings. He has inculcated this need for having a big fat wedding. Wherein
Yeah.
I don't think people would have initially wanted this, but I think Bollywood has made us to believe we want that.
Yeah.
Similarly, with Karwa Chauth, he has shown it in a light where it sort of romanticizes the entire situation.
Entirely.
Yeah, but I also feel like when the movies are one thing, but when the actual actors do it in their real life, it makes me feel like so many women, like the one in the story, or even myself, I feel like we see that and we feel like, okay, according to the feminists, I might be an uneducated person to, support Karwa Chauth or to keep the vrat. But let's say someone so acclaimed is still doing it. That makes me feel a little normal. कि okay, I can look at their pictures and be like, they're doing it.
Normal to pehle bhi tha. My problem is that Bollywood has made it an aspirational thing, like dressing up in the designer sarees,
Yeah.
being all almost bridal and doing that
Yeah.
for your husband and making it a thing. Like, I remember watching it on DDLJ. That moment when Simran is fasting and Raj comes to her with like
Yeah.
a burki to eat and everything. And I'm just like, वो खुद क्यों नहीं खा सकती? उसको भूख लगी है, चांद निकल चुका है. She's seen his face somewhere in the crowd or whatever, even if they have to keep it a secret.
Yeah.
Why can't she just eat? Why can't she just take a sip of water if
Yeah.
she's thirsty?
But it's almost like, let's say, you've kept the vrat for someone, you've done something for someone. Then it's almost like you want that person to unveil it. Like, let's say, if I've gifted someone something, I would always want them to open it in front of me and not, let's say, in front of other people. So let's assume that in the movies also they've shown just that, and the vrat is all about keeping it from the...
DDLJ में तो they had to keep it a secret.
Yeah.
K3G में तो पूरी पार्टी में हो रहा था ना, सब कुछ सबके सामने ही हो रहा था.
हाँ, मैं वही कह रही हूँ ना, the concept of any party who's kept
हाँ.
the vrat to get fed by the other party is almost like, oh, I did this for you, so you sort of...
But don't you think that is an imbalance of power? Like, in the sense that a woman will not eat. ठीक है, she's kept the vrat out of her choice for her husband's long life. Chand nikal aaya, you've done the rituals and everything. Why can't you eat on your own?
But don't you remember DDLJ? Raj also didn't eat. He also kept the vrat. He waited.
Raj is the absolute starter pack for all of these husbands who say कि oh, like she said कि हम दोनों रखेंगे, bonding moment होगा.
Yeah.
That is a Raj. Full Raj. And I swear, in my early teen years, Raj was like amazing.
Yeah.
Now I feel like Raj was toxic as hell.
I mean, most of these Bollywood,
Yeah.
Karan Johar protagonist actors are,
Yeah.
of course,
Yeah.
toxic. I completely 100% agree with it. But yeah, I mean, I think we can carry on arguing about this without coming to an agreement. Because,
think so.
Yeah, and that's fine. I mean, why do we need to agree on everything?
Yeah.
So why don't you, our listeners, tell us in the comments, what do you think? Is Karwa Chauth regressive, or is it just a matter of choice?
Are you getting married soon? Or have you been married for a while and need a place to vent?
DM us on Auntie Eve on Instagram. Link in bio.
Send us your stories and we'll figure out a solution to all of your problems.
We'll see you on the next episode of Saas Bahu and Auntie Eve with the next Kalesh. And remember, don't always be the good girl.
Or the good bahu.